So one of the members from one of my favorite K-pop groups, LESSERAFIM, had uploaded a video of her daily stretch routine. And I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to combine my fitness page with my K-pop reaction page and meld it into one. And so we're gonna be checking out Kazuha's daily stretch routine. And so I'm really excited because she was actually a professional ballerina. And so she has years of classically trained ballet. And so I'm excited to see, because fitness is obviously a big part of her life. And so I'm excited to see her daily stretch routine and also give my insight as somebody who is not only a professional trainer and has been a professional trainer for well over a decade, but also somebody who was also a dancer and actually took years of ballet classes as well. And so in this video, we're going to review her stretch routine. We're going to give some insight on some different movements that she do. And we're going to talk about how you can incorporate warming up and stretching into your fitness blueprint. So let's get into it. This is Devin from D-Rock Fitness, and welcome to my channel that's all about helping you train smarter, optimize your performance, and creating your fitness blueprint. So before we get into today's video, make sure and hit that like and that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified whenever I'm dropping more awesome content. And with that, let's get into today's video.
네, 안녕하세요. 오늘은 운동하기 전에 다치지 않게 가볍게
Super excited.
할 수 있는 영상을 준비해봤습니다. 집에 만약에
Once again,
폼러가
she's
있으면
incredible.
짧은 것도
LESSERAFIM is
괜찮아요.
all of them are
준비해주시고
super
같이
fit,
저랑
and
한번
so
풀어봅시다.
fitness is very important as an idol. So
저의 스트레칭 교실
she's gonna start with her stretching class.
전 이런 무드로 해볼게요. 스트레칭이니까. 시작합니다.
Okay, so she's got the foam roller, which is always a plus.
폼 롤러를 들고 가볍게 눈을 감고.
Okay, so she's doing a little bit of kind of like some myofascial release where you're putting the tension on the muscles as you're moving around. And so getting that neck warm up. Alright, and then foam rolling. I try to tell a lot of clients the importance of foam rolling to help warm up your muscles, and so I feel like it's really underrated.
그러니까 여기도 확실히 잘 풀어주세요. 네, 이렇게 기지개 같이 해봐도 좋습니다.
So yeah, you can foam roll all the different parts of your body.
다음은 겨드랑이랑
And as she's like showing,
팔, 어깨 이 부분을 풀어봅니다. 오른쪽 왼쪽 상관없습니다.
what I love about the foam rolling too is that you can kind of dictate how much pressure is put onto it. So if you put more weight into it, it gets in deeper. If you need a little bit lighter, you can lift up a little bit from it.
뒤로 갔다가 반대쪽도 똑같이.
And of course, we get one side, we gotta go get the other side.
팔 부분이 좀 더 아프다 하면은 여기에다가 집중적으로 해보시면 됩니다. 집에 한 개 폼러러 꼭 필요해요.
She is so true. Foam rollers are really cheap, and you should definitely have one.
그래서 누가 하라고 안 하면 좀 안 하니까 합니다. 이번 기회로 같이 해보시죠.
Okay, getting the traps and shoulders next. Just pulling across.
몸으로 어깨를 풀어봅니다.
I love when you pull across. You can kind of play around with like, just like she was saying, you can kind of move your head around and hit to different positions to stretch out different parts of your neck and your shoulders, your traps.
반대쪽도 잘 당겨주세요.
Going to the other side. And like I said, you can just position your head different ways. Whatever feels good as you're just trying to really just loosen up the traps and get into that shoulder.
자, 다음은
Good, and then Just going into
이렇게
our
해도 되고,
butterfly
이렇게 해도
next.
좀 어렵다고 하시는 분은
Have
첫
that
번째 자세가
butterfly.
더 좋아요. 관절이랑 그리고 이렇게 클러치 이 힙까지 조금 더
You can
펼치세요.
definitely see the dance background in that, how she just so easily got into those positions.
들어주세요.
I don't know if I could do that even with my slight dance background anymore.
하고 있습니다.
But that's a really good stretch for getting into our hips and getting the piriformis, because that's such a small muscle that's really hard to stretch. But I really do think that leaning and kind of playing around with the position gets into those different, really small minor muscles that you use a lot when you're doing different movements like squats and everything like that. So it's good to warm them up.
자, 다음은 이렇게 폼롤러 쪽으로
We got our pigeon. This is a classic.
숙여서 앉아서 등을 풀어줍니다. 이렇게 오른쪽으로 보면 왼쪽 이 어깨가 더 늘리거든요.
And what I like with this is keeping it dynamic, especially if you're doing it as a warm-up, as she's kind of moving and she's making it into multiple movements where she's warming up the shoulders as well and going into our lats. Just really dope.
이때도 그냥 힘 빼고 하는 게 아니라 조금 힘을 잡으면서 이렇게
The pigeon is a really, really good stretch. And you can play around with your leg positioning, so you can have your foot a little bit away from the body to hit different parts of the inner thigh, or you can have it in close.
어깨를 내려주세요.
I love they have the new album playing in the background too.
자, 다음은 한쪽씩 갑니다.
Our side
안쪽
stretch.
근육이랑 또 옆구리.
Yeah, I'm sure we all look as graceful as that when we pull off this stretch.
최대한 멀리. 발 잡을 수 있으면 발을 잡고 당겨도.
What I'm digging about this and with her stretch routine is it's just kind of like it's being very efficient. I'm all about efficiency, and so I love how, you know, obviously we got this guy hold with the legs, but then we're keeping it dynamic and we're getting the side body by reaching over. And so, like I said, you're just being really efficient with your time, because a lot of times you don't want to do warm up for too long. It's already like you feel. Some people, and even how I used to feel, it's like you're wasting time. So I love when you can do like a couple of things at once.
보면 당연히 둘 다가 있겠죠? 둘 다 뻗어보고.
Oh, the splits, yeah, just simple like that.
본인이 할
Yeah.
수 있는 선에서 이렇게 해봐주세요.
Yeah, now she's just showing off.
코너 중에서 이렇게 이 다리 찢기를 해보고 싶다는 그 댓글도 많아가지고 이번에 좀 녹여봤습니다.
So what you can do if you're trying to stretch out more into this is you can actually go against the wall and have your legs up against the wall and let gravity kind of help assist with it.
하루에 1mm라도 한다고 생각해서. 다음에는 다리 허벅지를
Okay, now we're rolling out the quads, which once again, just like before, you can play around with how much pressure you have against them. So you just move all around the different muscles of the quads, so getting the inside, going to the outside.
중심으로 풀어주세요. 반대쪽도 똑같이 풀어주세요.
And then going to the other side.
아플 거예요. 아마 안 해본 분은 진짜 아플 거예요. 하지만 하다 보면 되게 시원해요.
And foam rolling, like she was saying, is kind of painful, but it's a good pain, I guess.
아픈 거를 느끼면서 선택했지. 다음에는 고관절을 조금 풀어줍니다. 최대한
We're going into that hip stretch, so kind of like a variation of our runner stretch.
앞으로 풀어주세요. 근데 자세를 자세하게 잡는다기보다 자기가
And you
잘
can go grab
늘어나는지
once again,
확인하면서
getting that quad part of it too. So you're working the inner hip, the inside hip flexor, and then you can grab that foot, get that quad stretch as well.
예, 내려주세요. 반대쪽도 똑같이 그거 하다 보면 약간 다리가 조금 길어지는 느낌 들어요.
So just making sure you're using your breath to kind of exhale and try to try not to keep tension in the muscles as you're going into these stretches. So as you exhale, just trying to get a little bit deeper into the movement.
이제 오늘 마지막 스트레칭입니다. 앞으로 쭉.
Forward reaching for those toes. Look at that. Yeah.
이걸 진짜 매일 안 하면 되게 뻣뻣해집니다. 하지만 괜찮아요. 오늘부터 다시 하면 되니까.
Once again, just like we said before with this, is as you exhale, you're just trying to get a little bit lower, just trying to push yourself into it without forcing, but you know.
끝! 잘했어요. 가동법이 커졌을 겁니다. 네, 이렇게 가볍게 몸을 풀어봤는데요. 정말 가벼운 정신 스트레칭이라서 그날의 본인의 몸에 맞게 바꿔가면서 좀 간도도 바꿔가면서 한번 같이 스트레칭을 해보세요. 파이팅! 오늘도 좋은 하루 보내세요.
Nice. So that was a really solid warm-up routine, and it just hit a little bit of everything, and it was quick. It was like something that you could do, get in, get out, and get into your workout, because like I mentioned before, one of the biggest things that I see with clients and even myself sometimes is that while we understand the importance of warming up to get those muscles moving, get the blood flowing and everything, sometimes you just want to get in, you have a limited amount of time, and so you don't want to almost feel like you're wasting time by doing warm-ups that are too long. And so I felt like this was a really good, kind of like that 10-minute, 9-minute time frame was really good, and you were hitting everything. And I love with a lot of the movements was like multi-purpose, where you're doing something with the lower body, but then you're doing something dynamic with the upper body. And so I think that really helps to make it more efficient with your time, and it kind of helps you to move along with everything, because like I said, warming up is something that is so important, and like I said, I think it's overlooked a lot. But I think that in the past couple of years, people have realized the importance of warming up, rolling out. Using the foam roller is another tool that people have recently really started to really use. And so seeing that incorporated in her warm-up was really cool. And like I said, I just love that it was dynamic, it kept you moving, and it hit a little bit of everything. And that's what you want, is you want to just be able to warm up a little bit of everything. You don't want to spend too much time. You don't want to over warm up, over stretch, but I feel like that was a really, really good balance of everything. And so like I was saying before, it's just so important that if you're not warming up, that you need to start warming up, and you need to get into that mentality of just doing a little bit of something, so that you keep those muscles moving, and you don't because I see a lot of times people get injured is because they're pushing too much weight too quickly, and they don't do the proper warm-up. And so like I said, I feel like this was a good groundwork. And even if you copied something like this, you just watched this video, this is super solid, because I know a lot of times too, when people are trying to warm up, they're like, well, I don't know what to do, or I just do the same little 2 movements and just try to go after it. But I feel like I said, this was a very comprehensive warm-up in that short amount of time. So this was really, really solid. And so once again, it's just making sure that you're allocating at least 5 minutes. I would say at the bare minimum, 5, but I would say, you want to go into that 10, maybe even 15-minute range of warming up. But just doing something like this, and even if you just start to incorporate some of the different movements from this video into your fitness blueprint, will really help with not only with how you're moving today, but it will help you with functioning and moving in the future. And like she was saying, as you start to do it more and more, you will get more range of motion, because that's what a lot of people do, is they're like, oh, I'm so tight. And so they try and just do a warm up once a week, twice a week. And it's like, no, if you're trying to extend your range of motion and you're trying to get better, more flexible, you have to be doing this stuff every day. Even when you're not lifting or working out, you need to be stretching so that you can increase that range of motion and not feel so stiff. So that's another thing that I would tell people as they're trying to go on their fitness journey and with their own fitness blueprint, is to make sure that you're incorporating doing some of these stretches every single day and just doing it like clockwork so that you can really help improve your range of motion. But like I said, it's really cool as somebody who's been a big fan of K-pop to see kind of like, you know, what they do for their fitness and everything, because you see them performing, you know, they're touring, you know that in that industry, you know, their physique is of a lot of importance. And so just getting kind of a look into what they do to kind of maintain that and everything is really, really cool, really eye-opening. So I really enjoyed that. And like I said, Kazuha is just incredible. I've been a big fan of hers ever since she became an idol, because like I said before, she was a ballerina and they went and recruited her to become an idol, and she's been doing so incredible. It's been great to see her journey, but also, like I said, I also really started to really enjoy her even more and get a connection with her because she was ambassador for Lululemon, and so was I. So I was like, oh, you know, got that connection and everything. And so that's really cool to see, you know, once again, kind of her routine and everything. So let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions about stretching and what do you think of that stretch routine. I thought that was really, really good, very insightful. Loved all the movements she was doing. So let me know down in the comments below what you thought of that. And let me know if you want me to check out some of her other workouts, because I saw that she has a few other workout routines and we can kind of touch base and watch it together, get some feedback and get some more information. So just go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. And make sure and check it out, because every week on Wednesdays, I drop these different review videos where we will react to different fitness trends or different videos and kind of give my expert opinion on, you know, how it works, why you should be doing it, and how you can incorporate it into your fitness blueprint. So thanks for checking out the video, and don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe button if you didn't already.